Yes, guys, welcome back to Born Offside, where we talk about that handshake, Conte and Tuchel. Who would win in a battle of the fisties? We know Patrick Vieira would flog them both. Now, Lionel Messi, no Ballon d'Or for him. Now he takes his orders from a 23-year-old Frenchman. And what about loyalty in the A-League? What happened to the good old days? Someone's got to bring a pig's head to the next Sydney derby. All that and much more on the Born Offside podcast.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Born Offside podcast. It feels like we've been back for a while already. It's only episode 2 of the new season. I'm joined by OLANTEKKERS and kicking off with Kat. We're going to get straight into it, I think, for the football storylines now, because there were plenty of them. Olan, as a Chelsea fan, what a game that was. Game of the weekend, you'd say, across most of the European leagues. 2-2 draw with Spurs. Yeah. Fair result?
Robbed a little bit at the end. You know, I thought we were going to escape with the win, to be honest. But I did like just the tenacity of the London derby. I missed that.
It was good.
You know what I mean? And I think I heard about it in a conversation that Rio was having, Rio Ferdinand, where he was saying like that tenacity or that like rivalry is kind of gone a little bit with players and stuff. So it was nice to see that it is still there. Like I love it. I mean, shame about the draw and, you know, and the ref.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Well, there are a few storylines for that, Kat, and I want to know what you think about this one, onside or offside, because the Chelsea fans have already taken to an online petition to try and make sure that Anthony Taylor is banned from refereeing future Chelsea matches. There's a history of him making coincidental blunders in Chelsea games. It's already had 10,000 signatures.
Wowza.
Do you think the fans have any sort of authority over who referees matches?
No, but like they can try, right? They'll always give it a go.
Yeah.
That game was unreal.
Yeah, good game for a neutral. You must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as a neutral fan, it's just entertaining.
Yeah.
I loved every minute of that.
Is there anything better than it? Well, you know, we actually had it was a random question in here, but I think this is the perfect time to bring it up. It was from Ante Bros 06, asked, what is the best possible scoreline in a football match as a neutral spectator?
Such a random question.
Random question.
That's a great question.
It's a great
very
question.
appropriate considering I just said that. I think it's like any game. You don't really want there to be an obvious winner too early.
But do you like a high-scoring draw like that, or would you rather like a 3-2 where someone actually wins and celebrates? Or as a neutral, do you enjoy a 2-2 draw?
A 2-2 draw that comes with drama like that, I'm more than happy.
Right.
But it is nice when there's an obvious winner as well by the end of the game.
I love a 3-3.
Yeah.
That's a lot of goals, eh?
Yeah,
6
It's a defender's nightmare, but
it's a defender's nightmare. But a 3-3 draw as a neutral, I love that.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, you spoke about the tenacity that was back in that London derby. Of course, Chelsea and Tottenham despise each other. And a lot of clubs don't like Tottenham. That's just coincidental. But
what do we think of Tottenham?
Yeah, exactly. But you talked about the tenacity, and Olan, you know, not always known for his choice of words, but it was fantastic choice of words from you.
Hey,
you spoke about...
I've got an extensive vocabulary.
Exactly
sometimes.
right.
Sometimes.
Olan's got a future in media. He's got to protect that future in media as well. He can't be getting cancelled, right?
He'll try, though.
He will try. Graeme Souness tried his best after the game. Now, Graeme Souness, we know him, of course, has played at the top tier of English football a long time ago, and times have changed since then. Now,
They sure have.
He's live on broadcast. I can imagine the producers behind the camera just going hands on heads. Fuck.
What did he do?
He's done it again.
Yeah.
Right now, Graeme Souness, he was hyped up. He was very excited about the tenacity.
He's the Pogba hater. He says like he was the one that used to say everything.
Yeah, always talking smack about Man United, right? Same feeling as Olan, right? He loved the game. He was so excited after the game. However, what he said, Kat, this was his choice of words, right? He was so happy, and he said, I was praising it. He said, everything out there, I didn't see any diving around. I didn't see any flopping in the box. That there was a man's game. We've got our football back, men going at it. Now, he was sitting next to...
It's terrible choice of words. It's terrible.
He was sitting next to Karen Carney, who's played 144 games for the Lionesses.
Right, yeah.
Right, so he was sitting next to a fantastic England international woman, decorated female player. Kat, how do you feel?
It's ironic, isn't it?
Well, it is a little bit ironic. Is this? Look.
No, he's showing his age.
Is that what it is? Can we just put it down to Graham's just got he's living in a past. He needs to get with the times. Yeah. Are you hating on Graeme? Do you think like Graeme Souness should be canned for something like this, or is this just like clearly he's just from a generation he doesn't get it?
No.
But is there stuff wrong with what he said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
It's ironic.
It's ironic
he's got
after what
such
just happened.
A celebrated woman sitting next to him,
and after what just happened in England, like the celebration of women's football.
That's the irony for me.
Or are people sensitive as well?
It's that also, and I feel like people are just so quick. Why is this the theme cancelling? But people are so quick to cancel people these days. I think what we need to understand is, as much as the women's game is changing, for that generation, this is really new for them. Like women didn't play football for 50 years in the 1900s. So like for us to be doing what we're doing now is unreal. But we got to cut people some slack. They make mistakes. They slip up.
Yeah, I think it is a tricky one. When I look at that with Graeme Souness, I think he's probably getting paid a packet, and he probably just needs some training. Like
if we flip it on the reverse,
it's diversity
right?
training
he needs some training to be like, mate, if you're going to be on TV in 2022, you got to learn. You don't call it a man's game. It's not really like, there's so many words you can use. You can say like what you did. You know, the tenacity was there. It was rivalry. It was heated. It was hard. It was. But there are women's games like that too, and you need to like, that's not. Yeah, he needs some training is what he needs.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I agree. I mean, there's different words you could use, but I'm just saying in my head, if we flip it on the reverse and a women's commentator was commentating and she said, "This is the women's game. This is what we love." Would anyone have said anything?
Well, were they watching men or women play?
No, if they're watching women play, and she says, "We love women's football. This is fantastic. This is how women's game should be played."
It's a really good point. Yeah.
Would anyone say anything?
Probably not.
Probably
but I
not.
think that's also because people have always differentiated the men's game from the women's game. And maybe that's more the problem here, is that we actually do just view women's football and men's football through a different lens.
Yeah.
We don't see them as one football.
I think if he said men going at it, you know, tough as nails, I don't think anyone would have a problem. I think it's literally the words, "It's a man's game."
Yeah.
Graham.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, nah, true.
Bruv, I can't help you there, bro.
I can't defend that one.
I think that's...
You know what?
You're on your own.
The second time it hurt a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, when we talk onside or offside, I think he strays offside with those four words there.
Like I said, there's a way you can say it without saying it like that in our faces.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
So he'll learn from that.
I feel like he's learning his lesson as we speak.
Yeah. Well, social media went to town on him, as you'd expect, as that happens very often now. But what a game it was, and there was that awkward moment, I guess, at the end of the match, and there was a lot of heat on the sideline. Conte and Tuchel trying to shake hands. Tuchel didn't let go, wanting the eye contact.
Yeah.
You know, Kat, as a WOG, we know this eye contact is very important. The eye contact is very important, right? In everything you do. When I cheers you, you better be looking at
my
me.
eyes.
I can fight you if you're not
Just
looking at me.
we're looking in each other's eyes right now.
Exactly. But it was good to see, and we actually had a voice message come in from Joss, big fan of the show, of course. Joss looks after the Sunday Ballers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick.
And this was his take on that event, and he wanted to hear something from us.
All right, lads and lasses, I'm bringing back the voice messages. With Tuchel and Conte kicking off this morning, I would like to know who you guys think, if there was like a manager's Royal Rumble, obviously Sean Dyche is gone now. He would have been the uncontested winner.
That's close.
Who would win it this season?
There you go, WWE. Make it happen.
Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Actually,
No one's beating Patrick Vieira. No one's throwing Patrick Vieira off the ropes. There's no way. Who else?
That's very true. I don't think there's anyone stronger than Patrick Vieira. You even kicked a fan recently just to show us that, didn't you?
No, I think that's right. I think he's won it.
Yeah, isn't he?
Shit.
Lamps is going out early.
Lamps is out.
You know what
Stevie
I mean?
G.
Stevie G
G's
didn't
probably-
show up.
He might trip.
Touche.
Yeah. I mean, Tommy Tuchel's
I think
I mean, don't underestimate the Germans.
I think Conte's probably staying last couple.
Yeah,
ones.
Conte finds a way.
He's got that. He looks crazy.
Yeah.
He's got that crazy eye. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for sure, but I think Vieira wins tactically, strength-wise, and all that.
Yeah. It's not like an Arteta fight.
No,
He's more tactical.
David Moyes won't last long, sure.
Moyes is out there nice and early.
He's a retirement
Flinging
village
straight out.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Need to make like a cartoon of that. That would be hilarious.
That is very good. I mean, but you know what? I can't believe how quick we got to an answer. I can't argue with Patrick Vieira.
No, I can't
He
argue
would
with
flog
that.
everyone.
Because I was thinking about what I was listening to Vieira and Keane going back back in the day, and how fierce that rivalry was, and nobody wanted it with Vieira back in the day.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, he's a tough man, and he did show that towards the end of last season with the fan on the field that tried to celebrate in his face and touch him, and he fly kicked him. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's Patrick Vieira. I got to interview him not long ago, and he's still a giant man. Like as I said, I consider myself above average height. He towered over me,
How
and
tall
I was
is he? Like 6'5"?
6'4", I reckon.
6'4",
He was
wow.
huge at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, he looked 7 foot. I don't know. But he's just an intimidating man. So I think he would win that Royal Rumble. Good to see two managers going at it. Look, a few quotes from both of them. Tuchel said both goals cannot stand. There's only one team who deserves to win. And Conte's reply, he actually put the photo of Tuchel running past him. He was a bit more colloquial and schoolboy with his response. He said, "Lucky I didn't see you. Making you trip over would have been well deserved."
Oh, wow.
Is what Antonio Conte said back.
Hey.
So
I love this.
I love it
I'm
too.
just like,
It's just
I'm just
gonna
eating
make-
my popcorn. I'm loving all
Yeah,
this
it's just going to
drama.
make the season that much more heated, you know? So
exactly.
I'm all for it.
Most managers get under each other's skin. For Eric Ten Hag, it's his own players getting under his skin. And he's trying to give it back to them. We're not going to give, you promised you weren't going to give United too much.
Yeah,
today.
I said, you know what? Last week I went at United fans and I was like, you know what? This week I'm just going to leave them. Next week, I'll come again.
I'll come again. If they lose again, we come
If they
again.
lose
It's
again.
bad.
I couldn't believe it was first time in a century that they've lost their two
Yeah,
opening
two
games.
opening
Yeah,
games.
2 opening games.
But we look at them, and apparently what happened was he's brought the team. So they were supposed to have a rest day after the game, Man United. And Eric Ten Hag cancelled the rest day, right? Brought the team in to run 8.5 miles.
What?
Because as a team, Brentford ran 8.5 more miles than Man United in the game. And so he wanted them to make up that distance the next day on their rest day. Onside or offside?
Did they run it as a team?
I assume so.
It sends
Okay.
it sends a message, but like I said, it depends which way he wants to go because he's going that I'm the head coach, my way or the highway, and that doesn't work with everyone. Players that have egos.
You
Players
telling me
that
Cristiano Ronaldo came in the next day and ran 8.5
he
miles?
did
No,
not
he
run
didn't.
that. We know he didn't run that. We're gonna just exclude Ronaldo. He does what he wants. But
Someone ran extra for him.
yeah. For everyone else, it's kind of like it's my way or the highway. And I watched this thing earlier today, which is ironic, that said he's had the reason why we have to judge him a lot harsher than Rangnick is because he's had the whole pre-season to prepare. He had to buy whoever he wants or to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And to come out the first 2 games of the season, bang, bang, 2 losses. It's like...
So you are pointing a bit
And
of finger at the gaffer.
I think, he's had longer to prepare. He's had a
100%.
lot of
I
time.
actually agree with that. And I also heard his presses where I feel like he shifts the blame completely to the players.
Right.
He's not, at least what I've heard, is not him taking a whole lot of responsibility for his own decisions as a manager, and more so just saying, I told the team to show up, they didn't show up.
Wow.
Which I think is a huge thing to say as a manager in that position.
Very, very easy to lose the dressing room very quickly. I mean,
Right.
clearly his tactic is I'll come in and say the shit that was here before I got here is not my problem.
Right.
But I mean, how else are you going to stay in the job? They're not going to replace 20 players. They'd rather replace the manager. So watch this space. If United lose again,
The problem is that they're not losing to big teams either.
Yeah, Brentford and Brighton.
Brentford and Brighton. It's not, and now what it is people are losing that fear of it's United.
Yeah.
They've lost that fear.
There's no fear.
So it's like once you lose that fear, you're just a Manchester United player.
Well, the Serie A kicked off on the weekend, and Marko Arnautovic scored for Bologna. Now, the rumor was that Man United were trying really hard to lure Arnautovic away from Bologna.
Oh, yeah.
And he wasn't interested.
Wow.
I mean, that
That's when you
says
know.
so
That
much.
says it all,
That
doesn't
says
it?
That's
so
when
much.
you know. I mean,
United are calling. I'll be all right.
They're saying,
You know
I
what I
was
mean?
listening to another football podcast this morning, and they were saying that this is the worst team, the worst United team
In history.
in history, in the longest time that anyone can really think what the lineup was like, what the results were like. This is the worst team they've had.
yeah, sometimes I feel sorry,
So do I.
but then I don't. Because you know what the thing is?
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? I saw, is it Mark Goldbridge, isn't it? The guy that
Oh,
the
yeah.
big Man
That's
United
what I listen
fan,
to
right?
sometimes.
And he was like literally like crying on TikTok. And that's cool, right? I get it. You're very passionate for the club. And he was like, this cannot stand. Man United losing to these teams can't stand. But I don't agree with that, right? Because it's no one's divine right to be
No,
up the top of the
no.
table. You're in the same league. United losing is just the same as... So why should Bournemouth lose to United? Like, why should Brighton lose to United? Why should Brentford lose to United? They're all in the same league. I don't think anyone... If you're not good enough,
That's what happened.
it doesn't matter how good you were 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
No.
Anyone can get relegated at any time. It's happened before. And watch this space. Maybe Man United in a relegation.
Oh,
battle.
Lord.
This is definitely the first time I've really considered relegation for United.
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
Do you think that they'll come through?
Come on. I'm having a laugh. I think they'll come through. The players are too good.
They'll
Can you
come
imagine
through.
if they got relegated
I
though?
don't know.
The T.
Yeah.
They'll come through. They definitely won't
They'll
get
come through.
relegated.
They'll come through.
Top half. They'll
Yeah.
finish top half.
Yeah, you'd think so. You'd hope so. You'd think so. But let's
Watch
see.
this space.
With that payroll, you'd hope so. We're not going to talk too much about the Prem, though, because we need to talk about local football. We need to talk about some other leagues that kicked off. Last thing I want to say about the Prem, though, to celebrate 30 years of the Prem, BT Sport ran a countrywide poll asking people to pick their greatest ever team. I want to run this team by you and see if you agree with it, right?
Okay.
So over 200,000 votes.
How many years are they doing this team for?
So this is the Prem, 30
Ever?
years.
In the
30
30s.
30 years. So the
okay.
Prem obviously kicked off 92. To celebrate the 30-year anniversary, they've gone. Peter Schmeichel, goalkeeper.
Okay.
Can't argue.
Can't argue,
Yeah, that's fine.
right? Gary Neville, right back.
Oh, that's a howler. That's a howler. How's he made it in there?
Now, is he just like...
Who would you put?
Is this just like... Is Gary Neville like...
Can't do Gary Neville.
Gary
Alright,
Neville's just such a fan favorite.
If you go out to a club...
Yeah. Now you're talking my business. Now you're talking my language.
If you're out
sorry.
at the Flamingo Lounge,
Yeah,
bruv, right?
the Flamingo Lounge, bruv.
And you see a group of good-looking girls,
Yeah.
and one's not very good-looking, but she's in a group of good-looking girls. Is that Gary Neville?
She automatically looks better than
Is that
she
Gary
is.
Neville?
100%.
Right?
He got carried. He got carried. He was decent, but you slap that Gary Neville in West Brom.
Or United
He's
right
not
now.
getting free drinks
He's
and
not-
free tables, is
no
he?
one's
Down
gonna
at
know
the
who he
Flamingo
was.
Lounge.
Does not take nothing away from how good he was, but is he a well beat of a right back? No, I don't think he was.
So who gets into this team ahead of him? Because the
Over
other
the
thing
last
is,
30 years.
The other thing is, John Terry wasn't in this team.
Oh, that's just. Now you're grinding
So
my
listen
gears.
to
Just
this.
really
Let me
grinding
hear
his
let me
Let me
hear
tell
two-
you the back four.
Let me hear the CBs. Let me
The
hear
back
them.
four was Gary Neville on the right, Ashley Cole on the left.
Okay,
The
I'm
two-
happy with that.
Cole's fine.
The two CBs were Rio Ferdinand
Yeah.
and Virgil van Dijk.
Wow, Van Dijk made it.
Yeah.
30
You know
years
what?
of Premier League.
It's a
and
social media poll.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
that's what I
social
mean.
media
It
film. So
is
you
a
got
bit
to
of a
think about all the
popularity
Twitter
vote.
heads
Yes.
that are voting
Yes.
that know nothing really about
No.
the game.
And Liverpool's massive fan base that come out of the shadows. when
Yeah, I
Liverpool
probably
win
voted
games.
Yeah. But I can't argue with that because I think there was a point where Van Dijk was unplayable, and I think
Yeah.
I think Claudes disagrees.
I am upset that JT's not in there, but I'm trying to take my Chelsea lens off.
I can't put a current player in the all-time Premier League 11. I don't think I can put a current player. The closest one for me is probably Kevin De Bruyne because he's been doing it now
Does he make
already
the
for
team?
so long.
Are you going to get there? Okay, never mind.
I'll get there. He's probably the one I'd put in. But like to put in a current player that's still playing, he's still got to put in that over a player that spent his whole career in the Prem, won so many titles, finished with an awesome legacy.
Yeah.
It's a big call.
That's actually a really good
It's
point.
a big call. But anyway, that's what they selected. In the midfield, they went for Patrick Vieira,
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard,
Steven Gerrard.
and Kevin De Bruyne.
No lamps.
No lamps.
Where's Scholes?
Chelsea didn't get any love. I mean, they got Cole, but
Coles.
yeah.
They
So
just threw us Cole.
no
Yeah,
Scholes.
No Scholes.
No Scholesy.
No.
Probably would have got Scholesy in there.
Would you say Scholes over Gerrard?
Oh, you're asking a Liverpool
Yeah,
fan.
I'm asking the wrong person. Would you go Scholes over Gerrard? Patrick Vieira, Gerrard, De Bruyne. That was
I want
voted as
everyone
the
to
midfield.
know how seriously Olan is
That
taking
is so
this,
hard
like-
because I love and like technical ability, but I think what Gerrard brung as a collective leadership, all of that sort of stuff too, probably just edges it.
So you're going to keep it on side.
Yeah, I think
That's
it
well
just edges
onside.
it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Now, the front three.
Okay, here, Henry's got to be in this.
Thierry Henry,
Yeah,
course,
100%.
Alan Shearer,
Of course, Shearer makes
and
it.
Mo Salah.
Another current player, another Liverpool player. Liverpool
Yeah.
getting a lot of love in this,
Yeah, a
isn't it?
bit too much love for
What
my
the
life.
hell?
A bit too much love. You may as well put fucking Alexander Arnold in
Yeah,
there while you're
exactly.
there,
I'm
eh?
surprised he didn't make it in there. Right back.
Thiago.
Thiago. Nah, Henry's good. You know, Salah, I guess
His
Probably-
records are huge at the
I'm
moment.
probably
right?
unhappy that Hazard's not made it in there.
Hazard in his prime.
Rooney.
Hazard in his prime.
Rooney?
Rooney,
No,
Rooney
Rooney
100%
too.
could have made that team as well.
It could have been Rooney, Shearer, Henry, and I don't think anyone would have argued with that.
No, I wouldn't have argued with that. I think Salah will be on the one in the next 10 years. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
let's let these men have their time.
Yeah. So
I
that,
think the point you made, Claudes, where if they're still currently playing, I don't really feel like they should
Yeah,
make it
I
in
agree
there.
with that.
'Cause we've got to appreciate what people have done over a whole
yes.
time span. You know,
Yeah.
30
I do agree with
years.
that. Yeah.
for you
You've
to put
actually
in-
got a full career to assess and decide whether or not they
Yeah,
belong
exactly.
on that squad.
Yeah. I do agree with that. That's the team anyway. Let us know your thoughts
Yeah.
if you do agree, don't agree. One thing I will leave, just drop this here for anyone listening. Anyone that's still listening that's a Man United fan, I'll just drop this one here. NBA player Josh Hart. Right. I love when players from other sports just
I love
they
a
just
cross code.
and they don't know very much a lot of the time, but they just love to throw their 2 cents. And he just tweeted these words. He just tweeted, Manchester United is a small club now. That's what he did.
It's a bit savage, isn't
Why would
it?
you do that? Like,
That's funny as hell.
anyway, I'll leave you with that.
Riled up some United fans.
I'll leave you with
funny.
that.
He's
Ligue 1.
just bored on Twitter.
Yeah, he was just bored. Ligue 1 is well underway, and PSG are smashing it as usual. Neymar hitting some really good form going into the World Cup. Mbappe. Now, we spoke a lot about Mbappe last season, about this new contract where he can basically do whatever the fuck he wants, right? And he gets paid a shitload of money to do whatever he wants.
Still
it's a problem.
It's not right.
Because he's still a young guy, right? Now, there was video footage. Do yourself a favor. I can't show you all
I saw
these.
it. Oh my god!
So which one did you see?
I saw basically the guy was going to play him the ball.
Yeah.
He's sprinting. The guy doesn't give him the ball. He just walks off.
He just stops and just walks. Like, the play's still going,
I need to watch this.
and he's
It
walking
is
towards the
so
sideline
bad.
because he didn't receive the ball.
It's
Yeah.
like my dad's the gaffer. I can do what I want. That's the kind of vibe it was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Where there's-
Everyone go pause, watch it, come back.
Have a look at this, right? This is him walking past Messi and dropping a shoulder on him. Watch this. He drops a shoulder on Leo Messi, and Leo Messi turns to him. What the fuck are you doing? He dropped a body check. Watch this. Bang. He's dropped.
He bumped him.
He bumped Leo Messi walking past him on the pitch.
Messi, the look on Messi's face is like
Are you serious?
You can't bump Leo Messi, bro. Like,
his eyes said so much.
Ego's got his ego's just it's just taken off. It's
Yeah,
gone
now-
to a new level.
now he missed a pen in this game, and
Did they still win?
They won 5-2. They won very comfortably against Montpellier. He missed a pen at 0-0. And then when they got a second one later in the game, he was adamant that he needed to take it, and Neymar had the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
And they had this little fight on the field.
Almost.
And Neymar took it and scored. And anyway, the reports are coming out that apparently... So there's a few things with Neymar. One is there was all these social media posts talking about Mbappe's actions, all this stuff on the field, and Neymar was caught liking a few of them.
So he agrees.
So he agrees.
He agrees.
And then apparently, according to a few close sources to the team, that they had to be separated in the dressing room after the game, and objects were thrown between Neymar and Mbappe.
Wow.
Is Mbappe
Wow.
getting too big for his boots?
He is. And
Clearly.
we predicted this. Like, who can tell him anything?
Yeah.
He can literally sell you. He can literally
I don't know
he can literally put you on the transfer market, bruv.
I'm sure he'll try.
You know what I mean? Like, if I could walk into a dressing room and be like, nah, get rid of him, get rid of him. What can you tell me when I'm playing?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Are
your
there other
ego's through the
players-
roof.
I'm curious if there's other players in history that have had that kind of.
Power.
I don't think anyone's
This
had
is
that
the first.
First player.
So who knows what can happen, right? Like,
Like-
this is the unknown,
Look, I
and
think
it's not looking good.
we're taking it. I don't know if he can actually walk in and say,
it's
sell
in his
this guy.
contract.
No, but he's clearly walking in thinking that he's more entitled than the other players.
Yes.
Whether or not he actually is
Can,
another
yeah.
story.
His new
but
contract does give him a little bit more entitlement than every other player at the club. That is fact. So
How would you guys feel in your current teams if there was a player in there that you knew was more entitled?
I'd be I didn't want to use the word, but I'd be sucking up to him.
eating his ass is what you were going to say.
That's exactly what I was gonna say because I don't want to go. If I like the club, I'm like, hey mate, how you doing? Want a couple beers, all of that sort of stuff. You know,
Nice.
I'll be doing all that because I want to stay in his good books.
And if
which
he's
is-
carrying on like that on the weekend, you let
Mate,
it go as long as you're getting
let
your
it go.
salary.
Yeah, let it go. I'm not
All right.
Messi. I'm not Neymar. But
So you're not Neymar throwing objects in
no,
the changing room.
no. But that's the problem is those players now have as much ego as he does,
Yeah.
rightfully
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Neymar, Messi,
Yeah.
Why
they have the
wouldn't
same
they?
ego as
Exactly,
him.
exactly.
So that's the huge clash it's going to cause now. They're not going to win anything like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, huge job for Christophe Gaultier to manage all those egos. So far, they've won every game, though, so seems to be working. Let's see how it goes in the Champions League. A team that seems like they're playing career mode in real life is Barcelona. Except, see, you know in career mode, if you go bankrupt, you can just go back to your last save.
Yeah.
Right?
Press reset button or
When
something.
you're playing FIFA, you just don't save, and
Yeah.
if you lose the game or if
Yeah.
you go bankrupt, you just quickly quit the PlayStation, take a discount, put it back in, and you restart a few weeks back. You can't do that in real life.
Yeah,
Someone needs
plainly.
to tell Barcelona, you can't do
Not
that.
how this works.
Not quite how it works. Now, they're now selling everything. So they sold 25% of Barca Studios, which is their media company, just to finance the signing of Lewandowski, Rafinha. They still haven't signed Jules Koundé. He's just
This
sitting
is
in
a
purgatory.
shambles of a club.
It's actually
What
embarrassing.
else?
Are we seeing one? And then they drew 0-0 against Rayo Vallecano on the weekend in their opening match. Are we seeing the start of one of the worst declines ever? Because I remember Barca used to be that club it was so hard to hate them. They played beautiful football.
Agreed.
When everyone had all these sponsors paying millions of dollars, Barca had UNICEF. And they were the only team that were donating instead of taking sponsorship money. Now they just sold. It's a Spotify Camp Nou now.
Yeah, no, that's so sad.
They're selling Barca studios. They're selling everything. They're not paying Frankie de Jong and a few other players, apparently. They're booing Martin
that's
Braithwaite
a shambles.
because he won't leave and cash in and give him more money. Like, what? Is it hard to like Barca now? I know you have a soft spot for Barcelona.
This is the hard thing, right? Is like I have these memories of going to Camp Nou and when I lived over there, and I loved what I learnt about the club. I met someone whose dad worked on the board. I wish I'd said more at the time.
Yeah.
Because clearly they don't know what the hell they're doing. Should have said, get me in there. Let's have a chat. But they have the feeling of a small club, right? The way that the fans talk about the team is like they've all grown up around it and like they're all locals.
Right.
But they're this huge global brand, I suppose. Yeah. It just feels like they've sold out. Yeah. They've lost sight of like what they're really about. And it's so sad to see. It honestly is just sad.
I feel like in modern football though, like clubs come and go, right? Like Juventus went through a bit of a decline recently. Look at the Prem, right? Man United are going through a massive decline, and they are a huge club, arguably just as big, if not for some people bigger than Barcelona, right? They're a massive club. They're going through a decline. I feel like in Spain though, that can't happen.
Yeah.
Like they don't let that happen. It's like they're clinging on. They can't fathom that they might not finish in the top two.
Yeah.
It's like we'd rather we will bend the rules.
Like
that's
it's
so
because
true.
there's less probably bigger clubs in.
Yeah, but it's
La
football,
Liga,
man.
but it
Cycles
happens,
happen.
yeah.
You know? Remember when Chelsea finished 10th?
Yeah.
That happens. That was not long after they won the league. Like
Mourinho got sacked. Yeah,
Mourinho got the sack that year. But it's like in Spain that can't happen. Up until recently, they took about 85% of TV rights were given to Barca and Real. Like it's such a monopoly of a place that they just can't fathom that Barca could possibly finish 6th, maybe.
No, when you live there, right, and free-to-air television, you turn on, they have Barca TV, they have Real Madrid TV.
Yeah.
This is just 24/7 documenting every level of football that they have coming out of their academies, all their games, everything like that. Like the culture around those two teams.
Yeah.
They, like you said, they just can't fathom that they're not a top 2 team.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? This is like most of the people, when you're running out of money, I'm no financial advisor, but you should go sign 7 players.
You should stop spending.
Yeah, that's usually what you do, right? If money's tight, you don't go buy 5 rollies, do you? When money's tight,
you leave them rollies alone.
You leave them rollies alone, and you eat that canned soup for a couple of weeks just to, until you pay your rent. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I don't think it'd be super bad if like we think about the year where Chelsea had the transfer ban, right?
Yeah.
And we just played all our academy,
and it worked, didn't it? We ended up with some great.
I don't see like why Barca couldn't be like, all right, cool. Next 2 years, we're just gonna be like, we know we're not going to win anything.
Yeah.
Let's just play all our academy players, see what fucking happens.
Yeah,
when you have La Masia of all academies,
you literally have the best academy in the world.
Literally fostered some of the best football talent in the world.
Exactly.
I think you can fall back on it for a couple of years.
I don't think that's such a bad idea.
And I also think the way that would develop their community again and like get people feeling like small club mentality, I suppose, it would be so much better.
Man, I don't know. They're signing players left, front, centre. The players are apparently taking pay cuts. You know, Gerard Piqué's taking a pay cut. There must be plenty of brown paper bags floating around at the Camp Nou. Everyone's getting that backdoor payment. I don't want to throw allegations out, but geez, how are these guys hanging around with pay cuts?
100%. They're paying them through some sort of offshore account.
Yeah, that 100%. Has to be something going on. I mean, that's just allegations, okay? Don't sue me, Barca.
And none of that was real financial advice either.
Yes, no. You should seek out that from the professionals. Ballon d'Or nominations came out. It's the first time in over 15 years. I think it's about 17, 18 years. It's the first time that Leo Messi isn't in the top 30. Wow. Is that onside or offside? Is that fair?
That's offside.
Yeah?
It's offside.
As long as he's kicking the ball, he should be there?
As long as he's kicking the ball, put him in there.
Nah.
Put him in there.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
You're a bit of a hater, but.
No, I'm not a hater.
Yeah, you are. You're an Ronaldo fan.
A little
anyway.
bit, yeah.
I like both for different reasons.
Right.
You're also a South fan, so anyway.
South.
All right, do you want to talk about
No, we don't.
how
Let's
we
move on.
beat you
Let's move on
Friday?
swiftly.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Right, so no Messi. Good news for Aussies, though. Sam Kerr, of
That's
course.
what I'm happy about.
Yeah, of course is in the list. Is she finally going to get that Ballon d'Or?
I think she could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think Chelsea need to finish a bit higher in the Champions League for her to have that crack, but potentially.
Okay.
She's stealing all the
It's good for her to
headlines.
be in and around the conversation
Fantastic.
anyway. It's amazing.
And we need to be celebrating her more.
Yeah.
I feel like I say this every week.
Yeah.
But we do.
A really nice story in the women's game as well. Assisat Oshoala, as well, is the first African woman to be nominated. Plays for Barca Feminine. So first
Unreal.
African woman to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. That'd be fantastic.
Wow.
Kylian Mbappe, he's back.
Again.
I'm bringing him
just
back.
Finished speaking
Hello.
about him. Flipping out.
He just bought the Born Offside podcast, actually, just as we
Oh,
speak.
so
No,
cool.
no, I'm joking.
Gonna say we're all rich.
But yeah, I'll take that. Kylian Mbappe names his top 3. They asked him, one of the local
players,
papers,
okay, yeah.
and he said, I would say myself,
Wow.
Benzema, and Sadio Mane. Do you agree with that as a best 3 for the Ballon d'Or?
Benzema is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Mane is an interesting one. I didn't necessarily expect that.
Right.
But when you look at him as a player and what he's done
No
on an
Lewandowski?
international... Yeah, but Lewandowski is just like, it's like a trend for him to get robbed.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've accepted that.
Yeah.
I think they purposefully don't put him just so that we bring him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. Well, look,
Well,
I
he
think
also is not doing anything for Barca right now. So
he's not so far. I think it is Benzema daylight everyone else.
Yeah.
The
I think
streets
we all
want
agree.
Benzema to win.
Yes, everyone wants it, and I just want to see what he puts on Instagram after that because his Instagram videos are
Right.
real hype.
Oh my
He's got a
God.
video
he's
that
just
just
so
follows
cool,
him around.
eh?
He's
a cool cat.
He was like I always say, he was the OG, like, swag footballer
Yeah.
that was bringing these crazy sort of lifestyle videos before people even knew it existed.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
That's great. Yeah, it is great. It is great. Here's a stat to make anyone listening feel really old and useless. Lionel Messi, if he would have retired at 25 years of age, he still would have retired with 3 Ballon d'Ors, 3 Champions League titles, most goals in a calendar year, and most assists
At
in a calendar
25.
year. At 25. Just a little one to make you all feel really
Wow.
old. Get
it's
out
a
there.
great start to our weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you need any motivation, that's what I'm
That's
throwing your
crazy.
way. Let's talk some local football.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Guess who created the biggest cup set in the Australia Cup over the weekend?
Well, Mystic Cat is back.
She's back.
You
guys.
were saying-
Actually, I just never left.
Yeah, you were saying that Sydney United were going to cause an upset against the A-League champions, and my oh my, you were right again.
They're
See-
just the team to watch.
Yeah.
They and I got to say the celebrations at the end of the game too,
Look mad.
unreal.
Yeah.
But a goal by Tariq Maya against Western United, like
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
This is what you'd love to see. This
was.
is-
I mean, not to rain on their parade, but they lost to Spirit last week. So
but
technically,
you know what that says.
Spirit are
Therefore-
better than Western United. So technically, Spirit could play in the A-League.
Yeah.
Western United won the A-League.
So therefore,
Spirit are the best team in the
Spirit
country.
are the best team in the country. There we go.
Honestly,
Perko.
Quick maths.
There
you
you go.
just literally unlocked Australian football.
That is
Olan's
crazy.
trying to get a contract.
That's a
Olan's
clip.
trying to get back
You
into
better
it.
recruit me next season. I've just done you a huge deal.
Huge celebrations
Yeah.
for Sydney United.
So cool.
Went all the way to a penalty shootout. They kept their cool. You would have hate to be a bottle of rakia on Sunday night because they would have all been hitting the town. All the Crows. Credit to them. What a club it is. What a club it is.
I do love the fan base
Yeah,
and like
me too.
how they all get around it. You
Yeah.
know, I really do love that.
Well, that's it. There's so much loyalty, right? If you're a Sydney United fan back in the day, you're still a Sydney United fan going to these games. One place where there isn't as much loyalty is in the A-League, especially the Sydney teams, right? So we've just had Olan.
Triggered immediately.
Olan was having a lot of fun giving it to Sydney FC fans when Ninkovic crossed the divide. But now your boy Jack Rodwell has gone the other way. And
It's
he said
not the same.
It's a pleasure to join the biggest club in Australia.
I can't believe you said that, honestly. That's actually riled me up so much. What do you mean?
Are you mates with Rodwell? Like, have you two
we were,
chatted?
we were friends.
You were.
We were
past
friends.
tense, guys.
We were friends. I met him, you know, we had that chat. I said, oh, Jack, man, you've done so much for us this season.
Yeah, you
Thanks, man.
gassed him up
Sticking
massively.
around next. He's like, yeah, I think I'll stick around, Olan. That was at the Barca Video All-Stars. So I met him then and we were speaking. I was like, oh, you know what, man, I can't wait for next season. You're going to have Jack there. I'm thinking, I haven't seen a post for a while. Obviously, Wanderers have not said, we're resigning all these players. I'm thinking, where the fuck is Rodwell?
Yeah.
And then one of my followers sent me the article of the announcement. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I felt like a little bit of a jab. I was
Yeah.
like,
That hurts.
come
does hurt.
on.
I mean,
It's going to make for a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah. Who got the better deal here? Kat, you're Sydney FC
Yeah,
fan.
but-
Would you prefer Ninkovic or Jack Rodwell?
Well, I think Ninkovic, like, no one feels good about him now.
Right.
We needed the
I'm
goals.
excited about the Rodwell.
You're happy with the
signing.
trade?
Yeah, I don't mind.
How are you feeling?
I just feel like we need to put an end to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's
We've got to draw the end of switching sides.
Right.
It has to end.
Right. How do you do
Like,
that?
how many people go from United to City? It's not cool.
Very rare.
You're not.
Unless your name's Carlos Tevez. You can't
Yeah,
do
unless
that
you're Carlos Tevez, we'll give you a free pass.
Yeah.
But you can't be going from
Yeah.
Sydney United, Sydney FC to Wanderers. I
Yeah.
just feel like we need to say, bang.
Yeah.
You can't do it. If you do it, stuff will happen to him. Allegedly.
Allegedly, a couple cars need to be
anything
keyed for this
You
to
know
stop.
what I mean?
Is that what
It's
it is?
not okay. We're okay with it. Like I feel like everyone's just like, we hate you. You're a snake.
People weren't okay with it though.
Like, people are just like, oh, you're a snake, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah,
like
until it starts. It'll be interesting to see what the reception's like
This
when the
first
games
derby.
actually start. This is all just social media right now.
Well, look, I just want to say, like, I'm a bit excited here as a Sydney sider myself, and I apologise if you're living in any other cities, but for the two Sydney teams, they've both been out of their stadiums for so long. Wanderers got back in their stadium. Sydney's now back in their stadium. They've just done this crazy swap deal that is like set both fans right off.
Yeah,
I can't wait to go to this derby.
I agree.
Because we've seen Pig's head being thrown in when Barcelona, when Luis Figo went to Real Madrid. I saw a pig's head get thrown at him. I don't know if we're going to get that amount of crowd response, but I am going to be keeping an eye on the stands.
Yeah, I love
because
it.
I hope for at least a whole lot of booze. Maybe a couple plastic cups. The beers.
The beer ones,
That's
yeah.
fine. It
Well,
can't
no one
hurt
cares
you.
about
It
it,
can't
you know,
hurt you.
No. Just bruises your ego.
Yes, but I do hope they have a very frosty reception at either home ground. Now for probably the weirdest story of the week.
Okay.
Peruvians.
What's that, Peru?
Yes.
Okay.
Peruvians, right? Now, we beat Peru to get to the World Cup. You're kind of an adopted Aussie.
I'm a
Olan.
little bit, yeah. I'd
Right.
say.
We beat Peru to make the World Cup. They haven't got over it.
Peru's
Yeah, they still haven't got over it.
I feel like I know where this story's going.
Did you see the bullfighting Andrew Redmayne?
Oh, not the bull. I
Okay.
know they've got this weird affinity towards Redmayne.
They love
now.
Redmayne.
Yeah, they love him.
They love
who?
Redmayne.
They call him like.
They call him Daddy.
They call
Who's
him
that?
Padre.
Who's that?
People in Peru call Redmayne Daddy. I don't know
Australian
why. Right.
Goalkeeper.
Australian
Redmayne.
the one that.
Andrew Redmayne.
wiggle.
He danced on the line.
Oh, okay.
And saved the pens.
Wait, so Peru call him
Daddy.
Daddy. They call him they call-
what?
Papa Redmayne.
Why?
Papa Redmayne.
Because he saved the penalty.
Because he was, I don't know.
No, so the joke is that because he beat them essentially.
Yes.
They're like,
he-
you own us now.
he's
You're our
the-
dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
really?
you're daddy because you beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if his next off season he does a trip to Peru because the man is a king over there.
That's the joke though. It's like,
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
check
here.
this
I'm
out,
with
right?
you.
There's
yeah.
this like weird bullfighting sport going on. This guy is actually dressed up as Andrew Redmayne. He's got the Socceroos kit on. He shaved his head and he's got his beard like
I
Andrew
am
Redmayne.
completely done.
Watch what happens here. He runs out into the bull ring doing the Redmayne dance. Right? He actually looks like Andrew Redmayne as well. He's got a football in his hand and this bull absolutely mauls him here on the thing. I don't know what the point of this was.
Oh my God, they've taken this to a new level. That's actually hilarious.
So he's got a football goal out in the bullfighting
He's
arena.
got a football goal out and he's
That's
dodging
like
the
a
ball.
tiny bull as well.
Or a big man. I don't know. There's no scale here for me to work
one
with.
of the two. Jeez.
A big man or a little bull.
I had no idea this was a thing. This is all new to me.
This is strange. Do
This
yourself a favor. Google
Yeah.
Peruvian Andrew Redmayne bullfighting.
And if you know much about Peruvian bullfighting and you can explain it to us, can you do that also?
yeah.
Please.
Yeah, please let us know what the hell is happening there. But we love to see it. Random stories.
So random.
There have been plenty of them around. This story is a bit more of a serious one. Just want to bring it up because I think, we got to have our finger on the pulse when it comes to local football as well. Now, we're
Absolutely.
excited for the World Cup in November, but also the World Cup next year that's here on home
Women's
soil.
World
Of
Cup
course,
as well,
we can't wait
yes.
for that, right? Now, an exciting thing is when you do host the World Cup, every team needs a training venue. And so that's where a lot of local clubs, they get a lot of money because they get a grant given to them to redevelop the training venue. You get to host a massive nation there, training day in, day out. They meet the players. It's all part of it. This story's come out. It's not a very nice story, right? Port Melbourne Football Club
Oh, yeah. One of the Greek club.
were...
PL1, right?
Are they?
Yeah. Port
Yeah,
Melbourne.
yeah,
Just a team
sounds
up
right.
there.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
They were selected to be a training venue for the Women's World Cup. So one of the biggest teams were going to train there. Now, the local council, City of Port Phillip, signed and agreed. This has been 3 years ago.
Wow.
Right? All done. Port Melbourne, the club, just found out last week that the CEO of the council, CEO, or whatever they are, the head of the council, contacted FIFA directly without them knowing and withdrew the investment and withdrew the application.
Didn't
So
tell them.
no, so all these young players, all these local people there at part of that football club, they were so excited for it. They were promising a $700,000 grant for new pitches and facilities,
Wow.
which would be a drop in the ocean when you compare it to the $13 million that this council spent on bike lanes.
Bike lanes.
Nobody likes
You know
bike
what?
lanes.
Why
That's
is that a
ridiculous.
thing?
One of
Dude.
my friends lives in Port Melbourne.
Right.
I've been there a couple times.
A lot of bike lanes?
Well, yeah, but
We got
31
bike
$13
lanes out
million?
here. I can't-
I'm sorry.
Can't fucking stand that
It's
shit.
a no from me.
We were just in Bali.
Yeah.
You see, you don't see bike lanes. Everywhere's a fucking bike lane. They drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Everything is a bike lane.
Everything's a bike lane. They'll
that-
get you there on time.
Is that a thing in Melbourne? Like, bike lanes.
Sounds like it.
Nah.
It's terrible for parking.
I'm fuming.
But
it's also
we'll
terrible.
throw to the Melbourne people for this
Yeah,
one.
I'm fuming. If I'm Port Melbourne and I was expecting that, I'm fuming.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was supposed to be awesome because this is part of the FIFA legacy thing that they do, which
it's
is
that
when you leave after a World Cup, you leave back all these
Right.
awesome facilities for the local club. So this was part of it. It's a shit one. In 2011, the council. Also, they spoke about their own growth of local sports, and they said football was number one by a mile. They made this massive commitment, but they haven't put any investment over 10 years. I don't know what's going on. If anyone from Melbourne can give us a little bit more info on this story in Port Melbourne, it's a shit one.
Absolutely.
It's not what we like to hear. Don't know what's going on there. Don't know if anyone's to blame, but I'd love to hear more. So anyone from your mate from Port Melbourne,
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
He's also a football player,
Okay,
so
well,
he might know what's going on.
get some info because I want to dive into this a little bit more next week and find out why these young footballers that were so excited to have a huge team in their town and the new facilities now have to go without it. So find that out.
So sad.
Very sad one. But we also have the World Cup coming up in November, which is in Qatar.
Ooh.
Controversy there.
Are
all
we
know that.
flying over? Born offside?
Born
Potential.
overseas.
Well, Cat's Toes was supposed to fund the trip.
That's it. How's that
You're
OnlyFans
slacking.
going?
I'm slacking, guys.
Yeah.
I'll take some photos after this.
Right.
There we go.
See how you can go.
Need to get it cracking.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Olan.
In case we forgot.
The World Cup is starting a day earlier now, so normality's been restored, I think. Originally, they were going to play 2 games, then have an opening ceremony, and then Qatar
Oh no,
plays.
that doesn't feel right.
Yeah. But now they've moved it back. So Qatar now play the opening match, which I think is just how it should always be.
Yeah, always be like that.
Did you know the
So
weekends are
opening
different in
ceremony
Qatar?
comes first, though.
Yeah, the opening
cool,
ceremony.
cool.
Did you know they have different weekends?
What do you mean they have different weekends?
The weekend in Qatar is Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. So it's only 2 days?
How many fucking days weekend do you have?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What? That's part of the, it's part of the weekend. Sunday's part of the weekend. No? Shabsy?
Friday's a work day. I know you just fucking twitched it. Cat's lost it.
yeah,
Cat's
yeah,
dead.
yeah,
Cat's
no.
lost it.
No,
See,
come on. You telling me mentally you don't go Friday's the weekend, Saturday's the weekend, Sunday's the weekend. You're telling me mentally you don't do that.
Mentally?
Mentally. Subconsciously.
So,
Hold on.
people work on Friday. Normal people that aren't social media extraordinaires
Friday's not
work
part of
on
the week.
Friday.
I'm showing
right?
my age here. Anyway.
We're the same age.
Anyway, Kat, I'll speak to you.
Yeah, talk to
okay,
me.
I think we'll just leave all that over there. I'll speak to you. Normally, a weekend is Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, correct.
Yes, Olan, Friday night you go out. But the actual weekend days are Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'd hope I'm right.
I'm so glad that we got there.
So their weekends are Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, meaning they're Thursday
meaning
night.
Thursday night is our Friday. Okay, now that is strange.
Yeah, so it's 2 days back. Yeah, it's 2 days back, and that's because Friday is a holy day over there. So they
Right.
do the Friday as part of the weekend, Saturday, and then they start their week on Sunday. And I think that had something to do with the World Cup scheduling and when they were kicking off, because it was strange to me. I was like, wouldn't you just play it on a Sunday? It makes sense to start on
Right,
Sunday,
makes
but
more
it's
sense.
not because it's not a weekend in Qatar. There you
Fun
go.
fact.
Another fun fact for you. I'm
Whoa.
doing my research on
That
Qatar.
is new. I didn't
How's
know
this
that.
one? You're British.
Yes. Well,
Last week, yeah?
I claim it. I
Well,
can claim
right,
it.
right. London.
Yes.
You've been there. Nice place.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's all right.
Just came back.
Did you know Qatar, as a country, is the biggest landlord in London? Qatar owns 3 times more land than the Queen in London.
That's
That's
a
dodgy.
really good fact.
Did you know that?
I love that.
That's
It
dodgy.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's very dodgy.
That's scary, eh?
That's very
Not scary, but kind of. Because
'Cause
you'd
we'll-
think the Queen would like...
Own more. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So
Don't know how I
Qatar
feel
have a
about
lot of money invested in London. I found out a lot about Qatar, actually. I was doing a bit of research. Some nice things.
Some nice things.
But anyway,
Jeez, I didn't know that. That's a great fact.
yeah.
We're
There's a
always,
fact-
we're always educating on this born offside.
yeah, that's what we're trying to do. That's what
We
we're
learned
trying
that
to do.
weekends are Saturdays and Sundays.
Mainly just
That's
Claudes.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to do. Olan has 3-day weekends. That's good to know now.
Hey.
Now, onside or offside? This was a good question that was sent in. We're going to get to the question time because lots of love coming out every single time we throw one out there. We get plenty. And a bit of fantasy prem as well because I know you want
course,
to talk
we
about
must.
that. But this is a good one. We were watching the prem on the weekend. There was drink breaks. Olan, you are obviously from this land.
Yeah.
It is obviously significantly colder and wetter than Australia. 023JC has asked us, onside or offside, Premier League having drink breaks for 29-degree weather?
It's hot out there. The intensity that they're playing at, yes, give them a water break.
Yeah.
It's a the intensity they play at, they
Yeah.
need a water break.
Right. So anything over what? 25 is a drink break?
No, not 25.
No, 27.
Anything over 27 is a drink break.
27.
Same
yeah.
here though? Because I swear A-League games get well over 30.
Yeah, but you guys are accustomed to it. You guys have adapted.
Well, not after the summer
And the
we just
intensity
had.
is not as high. So no.
Okay, there you go.
That's
There's
what I
Olan's take on it. There's Olan's
There we go. We'll go with that.
So he's saying it is well onside. Kat, you agree?
Yeah,
What do you
look, we don't want people fainting
Yeah,
because of
that's what-
dehydration because they're weak.
Right. Fair enough.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Last one here from Eshan Zain. Eshaba. Eshan Zain.
Shay.
Onside or offside? Gabby Jesus is the missing piece to Arsenal contending for the title.
Oh, the title.
Yeah.
Oh, the title.
That's a howler. He's gone. I thought he was going to say top 4.
Yeah.
Title? You've just gone
Missing
way
piece
offside.
for- I agree with you, Olan. Missing piece for top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
Right.
Not title.
And
They need
Arteta's
more.
showing.
They need more to go for the title.
Yeah, they need more to go for a title. Come on. We know, look who we
I think they
competing
need
with.
to not do what Arsenal do every time they win a game, which is get super excited and think that they're going to win the title.
Yeah. Yes.
Just relax.
Just relax.
Make
true, it's
top
true.
4. Worry
It's
about
true.
the rest.
Yeah.
Very
But Jesus is definitely one of the missing pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, brilliant.
So-
Well, you talk about that. We said last week on the show that already so many managers were getting rid of him in fantasy. They would have paid the price because he popped up, scored 2, set up the next one. He took the absolute Mickey. Kat, you had him in your team?
Jesus.
Our fantasy guru?
Absolutely.
You had him. I just want to remind you
You
that.
didn't have? Who didn't you have?
Who didn't you have?
This is really rude.
Who didn't you have?
I made really bad
Come on, tell 'em.
7:55 before the 8 p.m. deadline decisions, which was, I hate saying
Who'd
it.
you get rid of?
Kane and Reece James.
And Reece James.
I hope you didn't watch the game.
Shabsy too. Got good at
Yeah.
Koulibaly
But
and Reece James.
For the record,
Next
I
time,
got
listen to me.
Haaland in and I got Zinchenko in. And I think Zinchenko is one to watch,
Yeah, I
but,
agree.
you know, it just wasn't a great game.
Yeah, producer Shabs did say last week, get rid of Koulibaly and Reece James. So get rid of the 2 Chelsea goal
Well,
scorers.
we know-
So let's now disregard everything Shabsy says
yeah.
for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Shabsy has come back in and has been willing to put in more tips here, Kat.
Yeah.
He said players to watch out for. Zinchenko is one of them
Nice. I like it. I rate it.
at 5.1 because of his, I guess, how far forward he's getting for this
Yep.
Arsenal team. He's getting involved in the attack. This sounds like a let's all kiss Arsenal's ass
Yeah,
segment
what's
because
going on?
Gabby Martinelli's the next
No,
one.
but Arsenal are good for fantasy because they're slightly
Because they're cheap,
cheaper.
right? So Gabby
I
Martinelli,
have Martinelli. I think he's amazing.
right?
Yeah.
Martinelli is good.
2 goals in 2 games. He only cost 6.2.
Yeah, he's cheap
Right.
for a scoring player.
And Ivan Tony?
Tony,
Tony will
he
pop
comes
up.
up
He will
every
pop up
season.
and he'll get an assist
He
as
takes
well. Like
pens.
he'll pop up now and then.
I
Hey.
feel like he has a few really good weeks. Everyone panic buys him and
Right.
then he stops performing.
Right. Shabsy's put down players to drop all United players
Correct.
because they're not playing well and because they play Liverpool next.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Get
we're
rid of
gonna
the United
smash 'em.
players.
So it could get ugly. Player to drop as well, N'Golo Kante. A lot of people pick him up because he's really cheap, but he's picked up a hamstring injury and they're not sure when he's going to come back. But keep an eye out for Kovacic, who could return to the lineup
It's a good
Oh,
shout.
love
if
Kovacic.
he's cheap. I love
fan.
Kovacic.
Look, I think
Huge
we're
fan of
learning.
him.
Yeah.
Huge fan of him.
Yeah. He's a solid fantasy performer too. I think.
Yeah. And the next one is also to drop Nick Pope
Mm.
because he's been really good and he's got a lot of points, but they play City next and
He's conceding
he could be
minimum 3.
conceding. You think
Yeah,
he's,
he's
you think he's conceding a few.
Yeah. Or just bench him, guys. Bench him.
Just bench him. Maybe don't sell him. Don't get rid of him. Current league leaders at the moment. You, Peter, check yourself. Is coming first in our
It's a
league.
great name.
Good name. Congrats to you. Still a long way to go. Big Vincenz. Big Vincenz. Vincenz. Hey, oh, Vincenz. Vincenz coming second. And Jufrey 11 is coming third.
I think I'm going to partner with Peter Cech. So,
Oh,
Is that your team already?
no, I'm probably going to do it now.
Wait.
DM me, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Olan's looking for a partner in his fantasy comp. So, Peter, check
hope
yourself.
he's listening.
Yeah, you got. But Big Vincenz is like Big Verge, Big Vincenz. That could be your guy. Maybe have a look at their 2 teams. See who you
It's
prefer.
the same, but it's not quite the same.
No.
You're a glory hunter.
Oh, I know. It's Fantasy Premier League. There are no prices for... Was it prices? What's the word? Presents for second place.
That's true.
If
That's
you're
true.
not first, you're last.
If you're not first,
Exactly.
you're last.
Exactly.
Exactly right. And Kat is a long way from first.
Where's Cat sitting?
I'm in the
Fuck knows.
70s.
All I know,
In
all
the
I've
70s.
I haven't
You
even,
don't even play Ola.
Yeah, that's
I
bad.
haven't seen the leaderboard.
If you're a born offside member, you got to be top 10.
All I know is apparently I'm the
Claude's
highest.
not
on the
even
couch.
top 10.
But I'm the highest on the couch.
Okay.
Shabs,
What?
Producer Shabs? I'm 53rd.
Jeez, how many people we got in here?
A lot of people in there.
What?
Yeah.
It's a whole other world for Ola because he's never even opened the app.
I
Yeah.
am partnering with Peter Cech, man.
Okay, let's see how
Alright,
that goes for you in the weeks to come. Quick one in here from AJ Barton. Tuchel-Conte, if we put him in a ring, who wins?
Conte.
Yeah, I think
Conte has got that crazy eye.
Yeah.
He's got that.
Yeah.
You know when
Even
he
though
celebrates?
he avoids eye contact,
Yeah.
I reckon when he gives it,
Yeah.
it's
You reckon
intense.
he beats Tommy Tuchel?
Yeah, because he's small and agile.
Right.
Yeah.
Tuchel bit
Tuchel
lanky
bit
and
lanky.
Yeah. But I think Tuchel's been
Good
in many
snapping.
fights.
right.
He also is kind of scary.
Who
Who?
Tuchel?
Tuchel.
He's a bit like mad scientist. Like I don't think he would. I don't think he'd
100%.
want to fight you fist to fist, but he would like
He'd
poison
find
you or something.
objects that
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
trip
yeah.
over and
Yeah, he'd
stuff
poison you. He would-
100%.
I wouldn't be drinking coffees that I don't prepare if I was Antonio Conte now for the next few weeks.
That is so
Allegations. Allegations. That's all.
Allegations.
That's all.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. He looks like the type of guy that would poison you. Last one I want to throw in from a good friend of the podcast, Harry Scobie. Haaland or Nunez? I'm not going to ask you because I know you, but if you could take one right now, who's been the best so far, Haaland or Nunez?
Haaland.
Haaland?
Yeah, take
Yeah.
Haaland.
You know-
You haven't seen Nunez week 2. We're a game behind.
Well, exactly right. We'll see what happens Tuesday morning. Let's hope Patrick Vieira puts a job on Liverpool. Did you hear apparently Erling Haaland made 2 passes in the game?
2.
The assist and the kickoff for the second half.
Do you know what I blame?
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
How good is life
That
as a
is-
number
that
9? You
is-
don't have to do shit.
That is pep ball to the T.
No, but it
Just
showed
be-
in his fantasy
just
results.
put the ball
I
in
can
the
tell you that
net.
much.
And pass it once or twice.
That's amazing, hey?
That is crazy.
Life as a forward. It's good. Oh, there's Kat on my Instagram. Look at
Oh,
that.
hey,
What are
I
you
hope
doing
you
there?
like that
What are you-
photo.
well, I'm on the Born Offside account. There you
Oh,
go. I'll
you
give
can
you a
still
like.
like it, thank you.
Anyway, we're still on here. It's been an awesome episode, guys. There's so much to talk about, and I can't wait because this week now all the leagues are officially back. The Serie A kicked off this week. La Liga has kicked off as well, and I guess there's just football coming thick and fast. Wait till the midweek kicks off as well. Then we've got a World Cup in the season, so we'll be here each and every step of the way. Make sure you're following the Born Offside podcast on all socials. Help Olan pick a team. And make sure you check us those 5-star ratings over on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. That's how we go up the list and get ahead of all those other sports here that dominate the headlines in Australia. Come on. Let's get football where it needs to be.
Make football great again.
Make football great again. Jesus. Thanks for that one, Olan. We'll end on that one, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.